Hello class, welcome to data mining. I am super excited. I've been thinking about this class and wanting to do this class for a while, so this is super exciting. So let's talk about the class and get you started. So here is just a couple of details here. This is my cell phone number. You can text me as well here. And here's my MGA email, or you can use D2L email. Please don't send the same thing to both email accounts, because I'll think I've lost my mind because I will have answered one place and there it is again. So pick the one that you like. We're going to meet most Sunday nights from 6 to 7 for our check-in hour. That allows us to share screens with each other. If there's something going on with your software, you can ask questions. I can give you tips and so forth. So we will be live. We'll be showing our cameras and we'll be unmuting ourselves and interacting. So I look forward to that time with you. You have to have had BUS at 3340 or deep Excel experience to be able to take this next level with your data skills. So if that's a problem, communicate with me right away and let's see what we need to do for you. You can read the course description and learning outcomes on your own. My Educator is the platform where all your materials are. So it costs you $69.99 to get access to that platform, and that's the link. You just click on that there. And that's your ebook. That will be your quizzes, your exercises, your data sets. The PowerPoints are in there. So everything is in there. The software will be free. So that's the only cost for materials for this class. The software is resource intensive, so that means you need a fairly new machine that's got enough processing power to run the software. So if you have a very old PC, you may need to use another PC for this class this summer. So that's just something to keep in mind, or go on campus and use it in the libraries. Professionalism in this class means doing it early, especially downloading the software and that's usually the most frustrating part about the class, is getting that software on your machine because of your firewall, because of your processing power, the disk is full, whatever it is. That's usually where we run into trouble. So please do that early today and get that done so that the rest of the class can go smoothly. Don't decide to download the software the day the first thing is due, because you're just setting yourself up for just a lousy day. Late work, you can work ahead in this class, and I encourage you please to work ahead in this class when you can, so that if there's a distraction or disruption to your academics, you're not penalized for it. But if something does come up and you need a 1-week extension, you may have it. You don't have to tell me all the things that are interrupting your academics, unless you just want to, but you may retain your privacy, but it'll lose a letter grade because late is not excellent. But the best practice, of course, is to work ahead so that you have a little cushion there if you should need it. Okay, so what are the course requirements? So each of the chapters that you see listed there will have a quiz at the end of the chapter called a knowledge check, and those are mostly worth 20 points. One of them is a little shorter, worth 16. And then all but 3 of the chapters have a data set. So you can see down here, the data set will have an exercise, something you're supposed to do with that data set. Import it into RapidMiner and do some data manipulation, some cleanup, some testing to answer a business question. So those are more involved and they're worth twice as much. They're worth 40. You'll also write 2 executive summaries. The first one you'll resubmit and revise until it's an A. So the sooner you start that, the better. I'll put a sample out there for you to look at probably this week. And then executive summary number 2, you won't revise it, and it's worth twice as many points, but you will demonstrate to me there that you actually learned what we did in executive summary 1, that you actually know how to do it on your own without having to be heavily coached. And then there's a cumulative final exam that is open book, and you'll have a practice one so you can sort of see what will be on there and be sure that you have diagnostically tested yourself to be ready for that one. And then depending on how many of the 700 points you've accumulated, then you fit yourself into one of these A, B, C buckets and you kind of know where you are. Students tend to ask me about extra credit. There's a little bit of extra credit here. You can try the R language portions. They're optional, but I want to encourage you to maybe explore a little bit, peek behind the curtain, just kind of see what that's about. And I'll give you up to 30 points for doing a little bit of work in R if you'd like to do that. Another thing that I do only the first time I teach a course is award some quality control points. There may be some typos or some instructions or a date that's wrong or something like that. Hopefully it won't be any big deal. But if you're the first one to let me know about that so I can fix it, I'll give you a quality control point. At some point, I'd like to max that out because I'm not really looking for you to do this course and be my copy editor, right? Where you're just making sure everything in the course is exactly perfect. While I appreciate that willingness, I'm paying you for taking the time to bring it to my attention. Take time out of your day to send me a message about something. But let's share it around, all right? So after you've done it 10 or 20 times, let somebody else have a shot at it. Academic mindset beliefs are the mental stance that effort and moving through challenge, which means frustration, actually improves your brain, that you're taking your brain to the gym when you go through a course like this. And so you're actually building muscles, you're actually building synapses, which is why when you concentrate real hard, sometimes your head hurts because you're depleting resources in your brain. But the good news is those synapses are biologically there for good. And so you're actually getting more intelligent as you exert that effort. So I encourage you to exert that effort and to push through frustrations and to take your brain to the gym. Yeah, it might hurt a little bit, but it's worth it. Okay, and you're not alone. I'm here. All right. So if you get, you can contact me and I'll work you through it. I'm not sure for COVID-19. I'm not sure it's going to play out in an online class, except if you get ill, you self-report, and then you may need a couple days when you don't feel like working. And if you've worked ahead, then that won't be a problem. But if you haven't, you may not feel like doing coursework for a couple days. So just communicate and we'll work that out. All right. Please apply for graduation at least 2 semesters before you want to walk. If you don't, you're not allowed into the ceremony. So please don't forget that step. You can do it early, but you can't do it late. If you took on too much this summer and you need to withdraw, there's the form there for doing that. Delay or opening or closing in an online setting usually means losing power. So if I lose power, as soon as my power comes back on, I'll make an announcement in D2L. If you lose power, as soon as you get it back, go into D2L and see what the announcement is. If we lose power for a day or two, it probably won't impact our course. If we lose it for a week, we'll probably have to change our plan somewhat. So when you sign back in, then we'll get together and figure out how to adjust. End of course evaluations, those are really valuable to the school to see what's working well and what did not work well. I know at the end of the semester you're tired. It doesn't take very long. 1 or 2 sentences really, really helps. It's the comments that are very helpful. You're paying it forward to the next cohort that takes class. The school, the rate of folks filling these out is very low, and that hurts the university because they don't know what's going on. And so I really encourage you to do those, not just for this class, but for all of them. If you need accommodations, I have a deep experience in the area, happy to work with you. Just let me know. Code of conduct, we're not going to have any bad code of conduct. We're not going to have cheating or acting out or cuss words during our live check-in. And won't that be nice that we don't have any of that? All right, so let's look at the course. So this is the first week, and your main job the first week is get the software and all the frustrations that are going to come with that. Get that taken care of. You'll have 2 chapters to read. They're light. They'll go quickly. And I would encourage you, if you can, to get into week 2 during week 1, because week 2 is very full. You got 2 chapters, so you got 2 chapters to read. You got 2 quizzes to do. You got 2 large data sets to manipulate and to get results from, and then answer the client's questions about those results. So that's a very full week. So if you can get forward in this class, that would be great. We'll have a check-in on the 30th, and we can share screens. So if something's going on, you can certainly show us your screens. We'll work you through it. The following week, we will look and see how you did with large data sets, see if there was anything funny that happened there. We'll also talk about data mining in general in the field and in your career and that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be interesting. Another full week, June 2nd, 2 chapters, 2 quizzes, 2 large data sets, and 2 exercises for your clients. So lots going on there in those 2 weeks. Very heavy in those 2 weeks. Then June 14th is a little lighter. You don't have any data sets or new chapters, but now you're writing. So get that executive summary in as soon as you can, especially if you think that your writing hasn't been your strength and you may need a number of revisions to get up to that A. So even though the deadline's the 21st, as soon as you turn it in, I'll start reading and sending it back to you with comments. So if you'd like lots of time to have revisions before you've got another heavy week coming up with 2 more chapters, take advantage of that space to breathe that I gave you there. If your writing was great and you just needed 1 revision, then you could get ahead by going ahead and getting into the next very full week of 2 chapters, June 21st. All right. Then June 28th, there's just 1 chapter, so that's a little bit better pace in terms of that. And then you have the executive summary. All right, so you have the whole week to perfect that. This will not be submitted for revision. All right, so you're going to be showing me here that you learned how to do it during the revision process on executive summary number 1. And then you've got the ethics chapter, and then you'll have a full-length practice final exam that you'll work on to be sure that you have accumulated the big ideas of the course. And if not, there's time to do something about it. And then you'll have your cumulative final exam in D2L. So I'm really looking forward to this class. In D2L, be sure to click on your name in the upper right and set up your notifications so that when I make announcements that here's an example executive summary or whatever it is about losing power or whatever it is about the software, you're getting those announcements either by text or by email or both if that's what you want. So looking forward to seeing your face and hearing your voice on Sunday night and seeing your work. See you soon.